Did Vanessa sign the posters? Kaylee, can you see if Vanessa signed the posters?
She's doing it right now.
Oh, I didn't see her behind Jerry.
Jerry!
I'm Tim. Good to know you.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming in.
Good.
Sue?
Jerry.
It's way
This
early.
is Leslie Hope's fault.
Oh.
Blame her.
I will. Leslie, this is your
When
fault.
she comes in at 4:10 a.m.
I was asking her last night. We had dinner. I said, "What time do you have?" She said, "I got 4:10 a.m. on Sunday." I'm like, "Oh, geez, they gave me like 7 a.m. on Saturday. I wanted something like 3 o'clock in the morning on something." So, well, this is better than than what you originally gave me, because when you first contacted me, it's like, "Well, you got Friday at 10 o'clock." I'm like, "Come on, what's the point?
You guys will still be
Friday at
awake
10?
then.
Yeah.
I think it was, I was like, is that too late? He's like, Jesus, I wanted something late.
I know, like 2 a.m. and you come back like, how about 7 a.m. on Saturday? I'm like, all right, fine.
Fine.
Fine, I guess that's the whole nobody else wanted. I'll help you guys out. Right?
What? Never.
No, that's not
we had we've had a number of people who've actually said, I want to come in like in the middle of the night.
Well, that's
just mess
great.
with you guys. So. Like
Leslie
Leslie wants
was
to mess
one.
with us.
Yeah.
Like at 2, what is it?
I had her
4:30?
at like 2 or 2:30,
Yeah.
and then because that's like we've got other people coming in at a ridiculous hour too, like 5:30 or
Yeah.
soming, and
that's
it's just going to
the
get stupid from there. So
Yeah, it is.
The
I
hour
was
of
like,
the
you know
wolf
what? I
at
want you
4 a.m.,
closer to
right?
the stupid.
Yeah. Well, this is like, it reminds me of there's an interview I saw with Paul Giamatti just before the Planet of the Apes movie came out. And he told a story about how his agent called him up and said, they want you for the Planet of the Apes reimagining, but don't worry, I told them that you're definitely not going to play one of the apes. And he was like, oh, come on, man, go call them back. 'Cause what's the point of doing a Planet of the Apes movie
If you're
unless
not
you're
an
not an
ape,
ape, right? It's like, what's the point of doing this?
Be
if
a
you're not-
damn dirty human.
Yeah, 4 in the morning.
Right? But I don't know. I think we're doing pretty good. I mean, I'm going, man.
This is the easy part.
Don't put that out there, man. No, I'm so proud of myself that I'm like still this.
You should be. You're
like,
fresh,
yeah.
fresh.
Just keep that up.
Yeah.
So so Leslie set all this up, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So you were.
It took us a while because
It
I
did.
think we talked about it,
Yeah.
and then because she was going to set us up with you. I can't even remember how this went. And Roberto Campanella,
Right.
Oh,
who's
yeah.
also coming later sometime, and but then we both sort of like got busy doing other stuff, and she's like, "Hey, did I ever like send you the emails?" We're like, "No."
Okay, good, because she told me all about you guys and the and your show and everything. She's like, oh, you guys would get along so good because
Yeah.
you're
They're
total
nerds.
geeks like you, and comic books and horror movies. I'm like,
Yes.
I'm totally into it. And I didn't hear anything for the longest time, and I thought, oh, I guess my geek cred has evaporated or something. And they check me out. They're like, nah, not enough
maybe
comic
not,
book
yeah.
horror movie shit. No, so forget it.
Are you kidding? I
So,
love it.
Then I was so happy when you called.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, totally. But yeah, all right. If we're gonna talk horror movies, what's your favorite horror movie, man? What's your go-to flick for that?
Oh, jeez.
Because I want to know if it's something I need to add to my list.
Yeah.
You
First of
don't-
all-
you can't have much of a list that you haven't seen
Yeah,
yet.
it's true.
Yeah. I actually make a big distinction between horror movies and what I call fear of pain movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on the
They're
same page.
two totally
Yep.
different things.
Totally.
Doesn't mean that I don't love fear of pain movies, but they're not horror movies.
Yeah.
Fear of pain movies basically, I hope that creepy guy with the mask doesn't put
Yeah.
a machete through my head
Yeah.
while I'm having sex. Or whatever.
Which is
right?
important to point
It
out.
Yeah,
always
exactly.
happens.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So those are really, really great, and they're really fun to watch and everything. The problem is that once you've seen them once, unless you get up on the camp value, the second time you know where the machete's coming out,
Yeah.
so there's no
Yeah.
jump anymore, there's no fear or whatever. And a horror movie, to me, is basically a movie that says there's no God. And you suddenly realize there's no meaning in the universe, and you have that like abject fear in the pit of your
Okay,
stomach, and you
yeah.
realize life will never get good again after this. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Right? So for that, with that in mind, then that you go into the cliched list of Rosemary's Baby and The Exorcist
Yeah.
and The Haunting
Yeah.
and things
The
like that.
original Haunting. not
The original
remake.
Haunting.
Robert Wise.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
a great one. And not although the remake has its own trashy
Yeah.
value to it.
There-
No, it sucks. I'm trying to make a
trash
intellectual
is
point
definitely
here.
a good definition. Yeah. I couldn't believe that movie got. Well, no, it kind of makes sense that they wanted to do a remake. And I'm all for a remake of something like The Haunting, but if you're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
And
What's
do
the-
something new with it.
Yeah.
Do something different.
Well, like what's his name did with the Dawn of the Dead
Yeah.
remake,
Zack
which was
Snyder.
good.
Yeah.
Which was good.
Which I was completely shocked at. I mean, not in a bad way. It's just I didn't expect it to be
I
good.
remember sitting in the theater 10 minutes into it thinking, I'm embarrassed. I think I like this.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be very entertaining.
Yep.
And
And that's when you've done a good job, is when, especially if you can take someone who's a fan of the original and still kind of make them a fan of this one, then that means
Yeah.
you've made it
Yeah.
different enough and yet the same enough. The important things stay the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As opposed to the remake of Solaris, where you're just going
Right.
like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, as much as I like Natasha McClellan, and I do like Natasha McClellan.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend.
Yeah, my other girlfriend. Yeah. It just, it doesn't have the feel of the original film.
No. So what do you say we blow this joint and go see Interstellar? Just like let somebody else take
All
over
right,
for a
let's give
few
it a shot.
hours. you know?
I've heard so
As long
much.
as the camera
I've heard
keeps
a lot of
rolling.
mixed things. I want to see it because I love Nolan,
Yeah.
but now I've heard that they've kind of dumbed down a lot of the science and sacrificed some of that to tell like a Hollywood story. So I'm not sure now.
Well, are you going to let someone else decide if you want to
I'm
see the
going
movie?
to see it. I'm gonna be,
Listen to
but
her.
at this point, I think I want to see Big Hero 6 more than I want to see Interstellar.
Oh yeah, no, I want to see Big Hero 6.
See?
too. I'm leaning back. I'm going to assume this will get me
Oh,
way
yeah.
back here because I don't have such good posture. So, but they're always going to dumb down the science to some extent because
Oh,
they
yeah.
have to. They
Yeah.
have to because
Because people are dumb.
because people, well, you know, this is the audience, right? And the problem with saying people are dumb is that people like us say that in the context of having a microphone and a camera pointing
Yeah.
at us.
Yeah.
It's at a certain point, we're actually in the theater, which make us
Just
the
as dumb.
people,
Yeah.
and we're dumb too.
Yep.
So
A
I
person
don't-
is smart, people are dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
The only fool is a fool who follows.
Now I'm just confused.
Well, how smart was the science in, let's say, 2001? Which everyone would always say, it's not 2001, they're dumbing down the science. Well, okay, we all love that film, but how smart is that science, would you say?
Oh, I don't know. I still think some of it's really good.
But some is not all of it.
No,
So
that's
obviously
true.
they must have dumbed down.
Yeah.
Or taken
That's fair,
shortcuts or
yeah.
whatever. You know.
I just never thought of it like that because, of course, 2001 is like so revered. I don't want to.
It's just because it looks pretty.
It does. It looks gorgeous. I love that movie. But
A
yeah,
lot to be
totally
said
right.
for distracting
Yeah.
with shiny things.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that that the Nolan film is going to be good. It's still going to suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah. But
See,
I'm
in
hoping.
Jurassic Park, he had that little graphic with the mosquito biting the dinosaur and stuff, and that was their way of dumbing it down. So
That's
that everybody
true.
was still like, hey, could that happen?
you see, with that film, whenever that little train ride through the cartoon, when the
Yep.
cartoon's over, I just stop watching because I just feel like I've had the movie. What can
I know
be
what's
better
gonna
than
happen now,
this? And I've actually never seen it past that cartoon.
I love
And
that.
nobody,
Yeah,
nobody will
exactly.
tell me what happens. But I feel I don't need to know what happens because I've seen the cartoon explanation of the scientists and everything. It's like I got it.
I know what happens. It all goes
And I
goes
can't
south.
believe they made 2 more sequels. And there's
Right,
another
and there's
coming
another
out.
one coming.
I
Yeah.
know.
Jurassic World, I think, is what it is. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is the new one? Yeah. So we'll see.
The
I don't know.
Where are they getting that content? There wasn't, is there a book?
No,
No,
book.
there wasn't.
No book.
The writer of the second Jurassic Park is a friend of mine. I remember we were having lunch when they were writing the script, and I was asking him, "What kind of changes are you making in the second film?" He said, "Well, the studio is really big on getting us to beef up the human characters and make them more interesting because
Okay.
they felt in the first film they were overshadowed by the dinosaur. Like, in what world is that not going to happen?
Yeah. Isn't that kind of the point?
Yeah, exactly.
You
That's
can't
why
dumb
you're
down
going
the
to a
dinosaurs.
dinosaur movie because you want to see the
Yeah,
dinosaurs.
exactly. So he painted this picture in his mind of him going to work every day, going like, I have no interest in making these people more interesting. I don't know about the dinosaurs, but I got to make them somehow more interesting
Ugh.
before the T-Rex shows up.
Bleh. Ridiculous. So.
And I found the people in the first movie were like, just enough.
Yeah.
Because I was still there for the dinosaurs, but I was
Yeah.
fucking terrified for them before the end of the movie.
Yeah.
As soon as the first guy gets eaten, I'm like, oh, the stakes are real
Nobody's safe.
here.
Yeah.
Stop
You
being
want just
cute.
enough.
Yeah.
You want just enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's interesting when you think back to that film, you got the guy who gets sucked into the crate at the beginning,
Yeah.
right? You got the bad lawyer who gets eaten on the toilet.
Yeah, he does.
Right? and you got what's his name, Newman from Seinfeld,
Yep.
gets eaten, right? And
Oh,
that's it, I think.
Newman. Yeah.
No, so sorry, the New Zealand hunter.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Clever girl.
Right. So you have 4 people who get eaten.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, that's a film from what 1991?
Yeah. Yeah. 19. Yeah. I think it's.
Can you
91.
imagine a movie like that made today, 2.5 hours long with monsters running around and
Only
4
4 people
get
getting-
eaten, and
Yeah.
most of them off screen.
Yeah.
It's only the lawyer who gets actually chomped off the
That's
toilet.
true.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you actually see the chomp.
Yeah.
You know, everybody else is,
Yeah.
sucked
An
into
arm.
darkness or an arm or something like that, right? Oh, Samuel Jackson.
That's right.
Five.
Yeah.
Five. Still low body count.
That is. That's
Yeah.
a really low body
It's a
count.
really low body
Yeah.
count.
Especially for a monster movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
The tension was in the. I still, if the sun's coming up and shining in my window, but the curtains are still closed, and one of the cats goes behind the curtain, I still see the little raptors coming through.
Right.
Like it's their profile, and then they're like out through the
Breakfast.
edge of the curtain.
Right. Oh, speaking of Shine, I went to see The Shining at the Kubrick
Oh yeah.
exhibits the other day.
Yeah. And.
And it's really great to see a movie that for the last, I don't know how many years, I've only seen on DVD, right? So you see something in the theater when it comes out,
Yeah.
and then you see it at home on
Yeah,
as the years go by,
something
in
smaller.
various size screens,
Exactly.
right? But it's still not the cinema. And then you go back and see it again in the cinema for the first time and realize, oh my God, I forgot why this thing was composed and shot this way.
Yeah.
It's magnificent
Yeah.
because in whatever it was, 1980,
Yep.
there's really not even any home video. So
No,
nobody had any
yeah.
sense that I got to compose this for a home video as well as the big screen. It was
Yeah.
just like, this is a movie. And even though it was a film which ostensibly is about 3 people in a house, it's shot like Lawrence of Arabia. I mean,
Oh,
it's just-
yeah.
It's just, it's
Yeah.
epic. And see that's a horror movie.
It is a
It's
horror
a horror
movie.
movie because there is no God, right? And this sense of this Raggedy Ann family in this gigantic dollhouse has always terrified me because it's like, okay, well, this is what North American family life is all about. Dad goes insane,
Yeah.
and everyone else is potentially his victim, because that's just how a kind of paternalistic society is designed to function. And that's really scary, and there's no cure for that. And
He's not gonna hurt you.
yeah, exactly.
Love
So,
it.
and it's
Fucking
so
bad.
much more scary on the big screen.
I bet it was. I mean, no matter how many times I'd seen it, I think seeing it on the big screen would be a completely different
Oh, yeah,
experience.
so
Yeah.
they're showing it a few more times.
I might have
so
to
you
go
guys
through
still
that.
have a chance.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm pitching the series or anything. I'm actually toying with the idea of going to see the international version, which I didn't even know existed.
No.
Because apparently, when the film was a minor flop in North America,
Right.
the studio went to Stanley and asked if he could sort of fix the film, and he actually said, okay, let me think about it. And in Europe, he cut almost 25 minutes out of the film.
Out of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want that.
Most of it apparently is at the beginning of the film. So like the doctor checking out the kid is gone.
Oh,
a lot of
man.
explanations are gone. And the blurb in the guide says that it makes a very obscure and mysterious film even more obscure and mysterious because what little explanation there is now, even that's gone. And I'm curious to see what kind of effect that would
Be
have.
kind of an interesting experience.
Yeah.
Huh.
So according to the list of all the cuts, you never know that Tony is the little boy who lives in my mouse.
Right.
It's just a little,
Yeah.
Danny's
That would-
away, Mrs. Torrance. You just get that, and you have no idea where that's coming from.
Yeah. Oh man, that might be a whole different experience.
So
Huh.
that's all.
Interesting. So and now, all right. How long have you known Leslie? What have you been doing with Leslie? And
Oh, Leslie, God, she and I would go back long time. We've made, I don't know, 2 or 3 feature films, and a few
Nice.
TV movies, and actually we're kicking around an idea for something down the road now. So yeah, we go way back. How do you guys know Leslie?
Go ahead, sir.
I watched 24.
That's
No, she was on because of the strain. So I was
Yes.
like, hey,
Yeah.
if she's in town, maybe she'll come.
And she's on.
And
the
she
stream.
did.
yeah.
I was a little nervous for that one. I was like, what if she doesn't like me? What if I'm not cool enough?
She's-
Because Sue has a big crush.
Who doesn't? Have you seen her?
I have a moderate
Gorgeous.
crush. I love
She's
the fact that
crushable. She's totally crushable.
and she lives in my neck of the woods. So
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. Well, when I got married a few years ago in Mexico City, she was down at the wedding, and it was so cute at the reception afterwards. All my new Mexican in-laws were coming up to me, all shy and everything. Is that the lady from 24?
Is that Jerry?
And I'm like, yeah. Could you introduce? Please. Are we related to her now? I go, no, she's just a friend, not a relative. I go, okay, could you introduce? So instead of enjoying my wedding reception every like 45 minutes, I'm like going over and just saying, Leslie, I'd like you to meet.
Yeah.
You know, and
I
they're,
hope
like,
you're
so
enjoying
thrilled.
my wedding reception.
And so she's got this, huge international.
She does.
Rep.
Yeah.
Deservedly so.
Oh yeah.
She's
Yeah.
a great actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just in the river. I think was probably my favorite role that I've seen her in so far was the river, just because it was so good.
Yeah.
Another, got cut way before it should have, but yeah, I think that's my favorite for her. I mean, Terry Bauer's great.
Terry Bauer
But
put up with an awful lot to
she
get
did.
to meet the end that she met.
Yes, she did.
She let herself get raped so that it would protect her daughter.
Yep.
That was a big day for her.
Yep.
Just to be cut down by the other hot chick on the show. I was traumatized by the end of that first
So there's
season.
that.
Yeah.
I always joke with her now because I'm like, can we be friends now? Are we friends now? She's like, of course we are. Shut up. But I told my friend, who's also a huge 24 fan, that I was like, oh yeah, Leslie Hope and I are friends now. I'm just gonna name drop a little bit. And he's like, wait a minute. Terry Bauer is your friend.
So,
That's right.
Are you going all Rupert Pupkin on her now? And like,
Am I what?
Are you going all Rupert Pupkin on her now? And
No.
She's gonna go home, and there you are with your suitcase and a friend for the weekend.
Yeah.
Like, we're here. Where's our rooms?
We're friends.
Yeah.
Let's do this. It hasn't happened yet.
I haven't had a friend. So long.
It could totally happen. I'm just saying.
That looks like scotch.
Oh yeah.
Red Bull. So
For a second,
You're not the first.
I thought, okay, he's got the kilt and a scotch at 8
Sure, why
o'clock in the
not?
morning on a Saturday. How
he's
admirably
hardcore.
Cliche
Yeah.
hardcore is that?
Well, the sun's up. You said it yourself.
that's right. It's already what time in Scotland? It's fine.
I was trying to impress your fans here,
Oh, but yes,
you didn't go with
it's a 20-year-old Scotch. Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, single malt.
I can smell it from here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna have a cigar later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Still
you
on
wait.
camera, though.
Still on camera, so you can see it. No. But yeah, that's fantastic. So what have you got coming up then?
What do we got coming up?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. It's not really a talk show moment because I'm not really promoting anything. I'm working on a couple of things. I got a feature I'm shooting next summer called Queen Bee, which is my homage to El Santo movies.
Oh, nice.
It's about two masked lady wrestlers who get in trouble with the mob and have to hit the road to Mexico, where they wind up saving a family in a hacienda possessed by zombies and a chupacabra monster.
Wicked.
Holy hell.
Wicked.
That's amazing.
Called Queen Bee, and stars or will star Jessica Perry and Paolo Rivera. So
Boom.
it's happening.
Perfect.
That's I've been nursing it for a few years, and that's being shot next summer.
That's wicked.
So at the moment, that's top of my list. And what other geek cred can I pull up?
That's
here?
a pretty good geek cred.
I'm writing a little project with a guy named Gilbert Hernandez,
Okay.
and that's taking up a lot of my time right now. And that's like top of my list.
That's all right.
So you got comic book stuff, and you got masked wrestler movie stuff, and
That's like
this is where
God knows how many markets right there, man.
Yeah.
Because
You're
masked
just in one
wrestlers are
go.
never out of style. Apparently.
Never out of
Never
style.
out of style.
Never out of style.
Which is kind of cool.
So, but it's taken me so long to get it together because the people. Remember the people? We talked about the people and how dumb they were. At the beginning?
Yeah, remember the dumb people?
The dumb people. The dumb people are also, depending on the context, smart people. Because the people, whenever I mention this, they all know what I'm talking about, and they all get excited. They're like, I can't wait to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the non-people, which is like, you know, the older white guys who run the business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you tell them about it, and they scratch their head and go, what?
I don't get it.
What?
Yeah.
There was a
You
guy
lost
who
it.
used to, he always wore a mask, he never took the mask off, and he wrestled, and people like this, and you try to explain that, in fact, yes, these things are hugely popular all
love it,
over the
yeah.
world. There's a huge audience waiting to see this.
Google
And like, I don't,
Google
yeah.
it.
And then they wind up Googling it, and then that's when they call me back, like, can you come back in, we want to talk again? Because usually what happens, and I'm not exaggerating, is they'll phone me back and they'll say, can you come back in? My 24-year-old personal assistant actually came in after you left, and he saw the photographs you left, and he flipped out.
And so this needs
And
to
I'm
be
like,
done.
what, this is a real thing? And he's like, yeah. Did you let the guy go? Call him back in.
What's the
So,
matter with you?
yeah. So that's why it's been a long, hard
Yeah.
journey. Yeah, but the people, the dumb people who aren't dumb, get it. And, you know,
That's right.
Yeah.
Know it,
Yeah.
so.
So maybe, yeah, they're not.
Well, you don't have to dumb down awesome, just science sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, there's no science in Queen Bee at all.
Excellent.
Nice, perfect.
Except, you know,
It's right up my alley.
how to jump
My
off
big dumb
the,
alley.
the turnbuckle, you know, that's about it. So,
That's gonna be wicked. Oh, I just love the sound of that. I mean, that is gonna be one of the. That's got the potential to be like one of those cult movies. It'd be like-
Yeah.
I hope so. I mean, I'm just
Yeah.
doing it because I love the world. I
Yeah.
love the movie. I grew up with these movies. I always wanted to do my little homage to it as well, and I'm also making it kind of personal because it's reflecting personal themes that I think are important to both me and Canada because of the two wrestlers. One's Canadian, one's Mexican. So
Okay.
they're all, they're
Yeah.
sort of like two sides of one personality that are antagonistic towards each other
Wicked.
until the end. And so for me, being like a Canadian and Italian, it's almost like this is what our country's all about.
Oh, yeah.
You know, French and English, whatever.
Yep.
Like the whole nation, unlike the States, isn't smoothly integrated. There's always like two opposing elements that have to sort of blend together. So like wrestling, you go from fake wrestling to when you're fighting zombies, you got to do real wrestling and become a real
That's so
hero
cool.
instead of a fake
Yeah.
hero. So for those who want to get a little meat with the movie, there's a little meat. And if you just want to see monsters
Yeah,
and lady
you
wrestlers,
get it.
there's monsters and lady wrestlers.
See, I like the sound of that, and
Yeah.
there's
Plus,
gonna-
some weekends you yourself are a lady wrestler and you're just pulling from the pool.
Actually, under this outfit, I have my
I left my mask in the car.
I know, my mask is in the car. But underneath it, yeah.
I believe it. I totally believe it. But I think something like that has got, it's got a huge chance for a cult success just because you've got the passion for it. I mean, and that's
Oh,
what
thanks.
it is.
I mean,
The
like
passion and the love is going to come through. So,
We can only hope.
oh yeah,
You know.
yeah.
I mean, you can always smell that in a movie, right? When somebody's made a movie,
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're just walking through it, whether
Yeah.
it's the director or an actor
Yeah.
or something, you can really sort of smell it. I mean, you can really smell when somebody has all their heart and soul
Yes.
in it.
Yeah.
And then you can look at it and you realize, okay, there's a lot of problems with this movie.
Yeah.
It's a low budget, it's badly shot, the acting's not great, but I'm loving it.
But
'cause
the
I'm
passion's
smelling
there, yeah.
everybody who went to work every
Yeah.
day had brought this
Yeah.
thing. And it always comes through, as opposed to somebody who's got all the money and the resources of the world, and
Yeah.
you're saying this film lacked for nothing and is completely hollow.
Yep.
Nobody really cared.
No, I can name a
this, right?
number of those movies
Yeah.
right off the top of my head. I'm looking at you, Michael Bay.
Oh no.
He's never coming on the show anyway.
What if he's watching?
I wouldn't
Is there not
understand me.
one? I know there's one Michael Bay movie you guys like, because there's one bad
The
movie.
Rock.
Me too.
The Rock.
Oh yeah, The Rock.
The Rock.
Sean Connery.
The Rock.
Welcome to The Rock.
Welcome to the Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I hate to admit it, but I have a soft spot for that film he did last summer before the new Transformers movie. What was it called now? The movie about the bodybuilders.
Pain and Gain.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw that in the second one at the Royal. I lived
Really?
around the corner, and I thought,
Right on.
Okay.
it's no effort for me to walk around
Yeah.
the corner and see this. And I was watching it and thinking like, ooh, I kind of like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because every time it
don't
pops
know
up
if I
on my
should tell
Netflix, I'm
anyone.
like, I'm not sure I want to do that.
Yeah, it's
Good.
actually sort of fun. It's like Dr. Strangelove. It's sort of like this over-the-top black comedy about something
Interesting.
outrageous that really happened. These three bodybuilders in the 70s tried to pull off this criminal heist, and the three of them were so clumsy and so stupid, and everything that really happened is so dumb. It's actually perfect for Michael Bay's over-the-top, fast-cutting style.
There we go.
And I thought, okay, I get this because it's the guy's style and the thing comes together. It's so outrageous that there's even like these great visual jokes. Like at the beginning, it tells you this is all based on a true story. And about 3/4 of the way through the movie, something really outrageous happens. I won't tell you what it is.
Okay.
And so in the middle of this whole explosion of events, there's a freeze frame, and the words pop back up. Once again, remember, this all really happened. And the film goes on.
That's perfect.
And I love that. And I thought, he gets it. Because at this point, you're like, oh, come on. Now they're like, this happened.
Seriously, you can't make this up.
That's it going on. So.
That's hilarious. Oh, man.
All right, should we grab Elizabeth while they're
Oh, yeah.
the Little Windsor?
You know what? I do need to swap out the cards, though. So we need that. So if we can...
Great, so I'm
Kaylee,
going.
can you take over so I can change the cards? Wait,
And I have
Kaylee
to go
here,
to the
'cause she's
loo.
adorable to talk. Can you have a seat and chat for a minute while I swap out cards?
All right. But I should go up.
Yeah, you can, or you can chat with Kaylee for a second if you want,
I'll
because
chat with
Kaylee's
Kaylee for a
adorable. So have a seat.
Okay. All right. Our spot now. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Did you guys meet at the posters?
We did. I don't think you've signed the posters yet.
Not yet.
All right, so we'll get you to
Not
the
yet.
free leave.
I was walking over to sign them, and that was a big mistake because they saw me and they pulled me on early. And I should have stayed back there waiting. So now I have to sign them.
That's
before I
okay.
leave.
You will sign them once you're done, and then you have some time to hang around. We've got some snacks up there.
I'm hanging on till the end. I'm not leaving.
Okay.
In fact, I want to be like that talk show guest. I'm just going to move over one here
Yeah.
for the next 28 hours.
I actually hope more people do that.
And more people will come in.
Why not?
And then just stay.
We do have the wide view, so you can still be in the shot from over there.
Okay. I
Trim
can
in with
just, I can
little
just
comments
lean in every
periodically.
once in a while.
Yeah.
There's so many of my friends on the show. You have like, Allie from Bomb Girls was on the show. And,
Well, we tried. We were supposed to be Skyping with her, but the
Yeah.
Skype thing failed as we were trying to call.
Really?
Plus, we were way over schedule at that point. She's like, what happened? And I'm like, we're trying to call right now. Didn't work.
Try it right now. Because it's only like 5 a.m. in Los Angeles.
Yes, that'll be
So-
fine with her.
Wake her
That's a
up.
little wake-up phone call.
I still don't think we've got it working, but we just have to find out. Because we've got more Skype coming up.
Yes.
Where are you Skyping?
Well, we've got the Guidestones people coming on. And we were going to have, only now I just got a thing. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to Skype with Supinder Rach. That was one that we were going to try.
Right.
We got Lil Bub, the cat.
Which I think is awesome because Lil Bub makes me
Happy
high-pitched
inside.
noises.
Yeah.
I can't help it. He's just so tiny and with the tongue and yes.
I know. She's a little super cat. And Jeremy Lalonde now cannot come in because he has to go out of town for the weekend. I think he's already gone. So
you're
he was
trying to
like, can
Skype
we
with
just
him?
do a call-in or something? I'm sure.
Okay.
Maybe that's what we should do. Well, except we can't with Bob. It has to be visual.
It's true.
We'll see.
We'll see what we can figure out by then.
Maybe you could. What time would that be? Like
It's
several
tonight.
hours
It's
from
like
now?
it's just
Midnight, I
past
wanna
midnight
say?
tonight. Yeah.
Okay, so then you have time to get a whole bunch of cards and write things on them or draw pictures so that as the phone call comes in, you can be like dropping the cards.
We just like.
Like the old Bob Dylan video or
I was
something.
just about to
So,
reference
yeah.
that, the music video.
So you could do it like that.
I can run across the street and see if I can find us some cards. I don't know what we'll say because we don't really have this planned out yet, so we might have to
All
preemptively
these
call
people
them.
here who would love to join in with like arts and crafts. Give them like a marker and a card, and they'll sit there and they'll draw.
We actually just had two kids come. Liz Whitmore's children just
Yeah.
came in, so maybe they can be our artists.
Okay,
I'm sure they'd enjoy that.
that's good.
Yeah. So what's your plan for the rest of the weekend?
I'm going to go home, walk my dogs, have breakfast with my wife, and
Maybe take a nap.
maybe take a nap.
Because you can.
No, I can't because I'd be thinking about you guys.
No.
I would be guilted out. I'm Catholic, so I'd be like I have so much guilt. I don't deserve to
Just
sleep knowing they're still awake.
Tossing and turning.
Somewhere in the city.
I can't do
You
it.
could
Two of them
take your
still
sleep
awake.
on behalf of them, though.
Oh. I hadn't thought
So,
about
like,
that.
they're living vicariously through you.
Your
That's
nap
it.
seems to have helped him.
That's it.
I'm glad to be of
Did you hear
service.
What if I were to start like a Facebook page, take a nap for Tim and Sue,
Yeah.
and just urge
Then the
everybody
whole
to
world
take a
naps
nap.
except
Just
us.
take a nap.
And then
for you.
nobody's actually watching the show. So we also could have
Yeah.
napped.
No, we'll just have the staggered naps. Take a nap for Tim and Sue between the hours of this.
Everybody would have to. Oh yeah, it'd have to be organized. We have to sign in. I'll
Yeah.
nap
Sign
between
into
4
your
and
nap
5
time.
today. That's it. So, but then we would need to have 2 witnesses to the nap.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, it's getting complicated.
Preferably a nap expert
Sleep
every
as
once in a
well if
while.
I've got witnesses to my nap. People just staring
Yeah,
to make sure
I
that I'm sleeping.
The skin on the back of my neck is crawling.
That's such an indie movie. I want to see that film at TIFF next year. Witnesses to the Nap. I want to
Witnesses
see
to
that.
I feel like there could be some very entertaining scenes in that.
And disturbing.
And
could be.
very disturbing.
See, this is what I used to think about 24. That I wanted to see when I was on the air. I wanted to see the season that was like his day off,
Yeah.
right? And it'd be like, Sunday, midnight to 1 a.m. and it's just like a whole overhead shot of him asleep. And then the next week it's like 1 to 2. He'd get up halfway through and you hear him like go to the bathroom off camera, come back, get up, have breakfast, shave,
Do all the everyday things.
read the paper, and go
Do
back
you
to
think
sleep
he
again.
reads the paper though, or do you think that he's got it all in an app? What do you think?
Well, the show-
Chloe, send me the headlines.
Well, see, it all depends if we're doing 24 from the first season, which was what,
Yeah.
2001, 2002 kind of thing.
Yeah, he wouldn't have
It
then.
wouldn't.
No.
Yeah, it would have been the paper.
They'd have to open up a
Right.
socket just so he could get it.
Yeah. And so
Secure
they would be in
line.
that. All right. Well, I'm dry. I don't know. Maybe I'm just filling time here at this
That's
point.
all we're
That's
doing
what
for
we're
48
doing.
Yeah.
hours.
Okay.
So,
Stay
But-
comfy.
Would I leave you guestless if I?
Have you
if
snuck
I
off?
left?
No, we have our next guest here. She's just.
So I'm basically
hanging in the
keeping
wings?
her waiting.
No, we're enjoying chatting with you.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Great. I didn't want to interrupt the flow.
We'll kick you out when we're ready for you to go.
Okay, that's great. This
It
is-
kind of looks inappropriate with you holding your sporrel there, Tim. Got the hands going on.
I
I
know.
didn't want to say
Great.
anything.
This is
I was
like his
waiting for the
resting
ladies
position
to say
now.
something. I know.
You're just drawing attention to your nether regions.
To your sporin.
Sporin. Yes.
So, do you guys have wardrobe changes for your? whole
Yeah,
thing?
sort of. Mostly nerdy t-shirts.
Right.
I haven't changed mine in I was going to do it every 3 hours, but I wasn't feeling good, and then I was like
Next break.
using every break for a loo break, and
Got some time going on in.
I'll just get somebody to just start bringing me a t-shirt down every once in a while, and I'll go change in the
Wow,
bathroom.
Just
Yeah.
sitting here. Time to change. It's good if you can do the whole shirt on and then the arms poking out, trying to get the other one off underneath without
See, that's
showing
good
any-
TV.
You did a backseat change. That's exactly.
True.
Backseat of the
Yeah.
taxi change.
I used to play soccer, and every single game I would be in the back seat when my dad was driving to the game, and I'd be changing, trying to get things done.
See, I was always so jealous of my sisters and female friends that they could do that. Guys can't really do that because
not?
because of the way men's clothes are. Because women can like slip in and out of clothes like it's a vortex. Like there's a women have wormholes in their body basically.
Yeah.
And they can like get sucked into the clothes and then they come out again. And men's clothes aren't designed to do that.
It's like a portal. You
It's
just
like a
pop in
portal.
halfway. And
It's
then
a
come out the
portal.
other side.
You don't see what happens
Exactly.
under the clothes. It's just suddenly they're on or suddenly they're not.
You know, right?
But I feel like, depending on who is in the vehicle, it's more acceptable for guys to have more nudity. So you could just take off your shirt and then change your shirt. Whereas if we were to do that, we'd probably get a few strange looks.
Oh yeah, I don't want to get into the why. I'm just saying that's how it is, right? It's like
The
with
clothing is built for changing. It's just society's not ready for
The
it.
clothing is like in the old days when the Flash's uniform would come out of his ring, in the original comic books, right? And it's like women's closets are like this, right? You look in, and basically every woman's closet just looks like a big pile of laundry. But then a minute later, there's a million amazing outfits. It's like, where did that come from? Because there was nothing but like little pieces of fabric.
Why?
Shoes piled up in there with men's clothes in their closets. It's like there's a shirt, there's a suit, there's a jacket, and here's some T-shirts. But there's like it's clothes. And women's, it's like a bunch of napkins and bits of tissue paper rolled up in there.
Towelettes.
And then suddenly there's this Givenchy gown and a tiara and everything. You're like, where did this come from?
I keep mine in the front hall closet.
It's why though, whenever you're doing a change, when you're trying to find something for a really nice event, I find that my closet ends up looking very sparse and my bed ends up not existing.
Right.
I
it's
usually
not
lose a
quite
cat
clean.
too.
That
For a little
happens.
while.
All right, I think I am getting the tap out.
Okay, we're getting the
So-
tap out. I guess we're both
Alright.
leaving at the same time.
Jerry,
Lovely.
thank you so much. And keep us in the loop on the project. If that would be something we're going to be following very closely. I will do that.
Very close.
Yeah, I say thank you, Miss Kaylee.
Take that too. The fewer Starbucks cups we have, the better.